Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Becca and this is my channel where I talk about all the houseplant things. Today is a fun video. It's a little bit out of character. Normally I try to make a really aesthetic and beautiful background, but today I was like, let's just be real about what my house looks like right now and have a real I just moved moment. So as you can see behind me, things are clearly in disarray. I am in the process of painting my cabinets. As you can see, they are currently empty and just a bunch of skeletons of cabinets, and hopefully I will be finishing that up soon, but I am filming that entire process on a side note. If that is something that interests you, like home renovation, home stuff, you can definitely check out my second channel. I'm going to be doing a lot of home stuff over there. Today I want to talk about all the plants that I'm currently propagating or rehabbing and just kind of give a general plant update on some things that went on before. So I hope that you're ready for this and let's get into it. So first I want to talk about things that I'm propagating because I did have a few things propagating at my old house and then they just stayed propagating throughout the whole move. This is a new one. So this is a Hoya Obovata Splash, and this came directly from Not Dude Adam, and I think a lot of the things I'm going to be showing you today are from him, just like that's just how it worked out. He's given me a lot of plants. I've given him a few plants, but he's given me a lot of plants, which is very, very generous. This is a single leaf of his, probably his like most prized plant, and he said that he wanted to give me a piece and give Nicole a piece. So you can see that there's a bunch of roots on the side, like will be roots on the sides. And so what I've done just for now is propped it in water, and I'm kind of considering putting it in Sphagnum Moss instead. I am propagating something in Sphagnum Moss for the first time, and it is a success so far. This is my first time ever doing it, like I said, and I've always been really nervous because a lot of the time when I prop things in spag or I've tried in the past, they would end up rotting, and it was really sad. But for some reason, this one has been successful. So this is a Syndopsis trubii Moonlight, so the light form, and it is so beautiful. This is a new plant. This is one that has come up more recently, and it is putting out this new leaf. It's been trying for a really long time, but now it's finally starting to unfurl, which is really exciting because this was not like a top cutting, I guess. So this is a completely new branch, so it took a little bit longer. But this was sent to me by one of my friends online. I actually had two people send me this plant, and I have more pieces in another jar of water that I'll be showing you, but this is my first Sphagnum Moss prop, and as you can see, the roots are just going crazy, which is really cool. There's even another root over here, like right there, that white one. So that's really exciting. I think that this will be ready for soil really soon. I did just order a tiny pot to put it in, and I'm just really excited to see this plant grow. The next plant that I have propagating is a Burly Fantasy, and it looks a little bit sad because this was a piece that was attached. I brought in the mother plant. So this piece was attached to just like this. And it just was like putting out really tiny growth, and it was kind of leggy. So I decided to chop it because I wanted to see what would happen. And of course, like this is still a very viable plant. So I left it as it was, and now it's putting out, if you can see, it's putting out that tiny leaf right there. But also in relation to that, it put out a branch. So you can see, let me just show you the history of this plant. This is from Adam, by the way, which is very kind of him. It was a top cutting from his plant, which was really big. I think it's still pretty big, but you can see this is a Burly Fantasy. This is a big wish list plant, or it was a big wish list plant because those beautiful leaf textures. This was the next leaf that came out. Still so beautiful. This was the next one. And then it put out that like tiny little offshoot that I cut off, and then it branched. And then we have this little leaf, which is very, very long and skinny, which is characteristic for this plant. And then this is the newest leaf, and this started coming out during the move. So I was really worried that it would get damaged, and it did a little bit right there, you can see. But honestly, it looks really good, and I'm glad to see that the leaves are getting bigger because sometimes when plants are just searching, the leaves will just continue to get smaller. So I am wanting to make a moss pole or something for this so that it can encourage the plant to like dig into the moss pole and start to grow bigger leaves. That would be a dream. So that's the update on this Burly Fantasy. I don't know if I've ever shown this on my channel, but this is a plant that I have. This is a Philodendron melanochrysum, which sounds kind of funny because it's literally like this big, but this was a runner that was coming off of my like original plant I got from Green Spaces. and it was just looking so bad. So I cut it off and it's putting out some roots. I don't know what's gonna come of this. I do have more to report on the Philodendron melanochrysum in just a moment, but yeah, this was in that as well. I kind of forgot about it. Okay, this is a squamiforum, Philodendron squami something, and this is also from Adam, and these are all covered in like a thin layer of white dust because when I was sanding down the cabinets, like obviously I can't take like the frame of the cabinets down, so when I was sanding this, it was just like flying everywhere and like some of it got on the plants. So I need to go in with something a little bit more serious than just water to get it off, but the plants are fine. So anyway, this is just a little cut of his plant and I'm propagating it. It has put out this little root right here and a growth point. This is not a plant that I've ever had, but I think that the like fuzzy petiole is just so cool. Like look at that stem. That is so pretty. I'm obsessed with it. I think it's really cute and it's coming along really nicely. Okay, the next cup for propagations. This was a Trader Joe's curry jar. I peeled off the label because that's just, I couldn't rest without it being peeled off. So let's go through this and see all the plants that are inside. So this first plant is a little bit difficult to show you, but this is a Hoya Rebecca, which actually there's a peduncle on there that looks like it's about to bloom again. How can I show this to you? Can you see that white tip on there? That right there is a peduncle and that is ready to bloom again. So that's really exciting. The leaves on this, I have seen a Hoya Rebecca in person. This is from Adam, and I've just kind of always wanted a Hoya Rebecca because my name is Rebecca, if you didn't know that. Becca is short for Rebecca, and I just kind of loved the idea of having a plant with the same name as me, and you can see that the leaves are very little and like waxy and like veiny. I don't know, they're really cute. I love this. I'm so excited to see it bloom and I feel so lucky that I'm going to be able to see it bloom. There we go, that's the front. So it's very shiny and waxy. Hence the name wax plant. This right here is a pink princess. Basically, well not basically, it's completely reverted besides this tiny little piece. Can you see that little pink? And my pink princess is very frustrating because it's reverted and it hasn't done anything and it grows a lot. It just isn't super exciting if it's reverted. So I want to show you this plant, as you can see, has some like dots on it, and that is spider mite damage. So that's what spider mite damage looks like long term. It's super ugly and I don't know, it's not a big deal, I guess. Also the white powder all over it, I tried to wipe it off, but anyway, spider mites do leave long-term damage as well if it's a pretty bad infestation, and obviously I've had spider mites more times than I can count, and for some reason it just always surprises me when I find them. I want to continue to normalize having pests because it is normal and it doesn't mean that you're a bad plant parent or you don't know what you're doing or whatever. I think that it says more about you if you're able to find it and identify it than you getting them in the first place. This is a Variegated Way Eddie Eye, and let's focus. There we go. It's very beautiful. This is one of those plants that I was like, oh man, I want that plant so bad, but I just kept putting off buying it. And the actual stem itself has like a nice pink hue. I don't know. It's one of those plants that I've seen so much and I'm like, I would like to have that at some point. And then I just never bought it. But now Adam has made it very easy for me by sending me a piece of his, which is very exciting. Also, the Rebecca is from him. I don't know if I said that. Okay, the next thing and the last Hoya we have here, this is a Hoya Obovata variegated, and it is a little bit splashy, but not really. So, ooh, it's already like thickened up a little bit. So when I got it, it was super flimsy just because there are a lot of leaves on the cutting and there aren't any roots. So it's kind of like trying to figure out what it wants to do. So those are all the leaves. There's a lot of leaves on this cutting. And yeah, I'm super excited about this. This came off of Adam's like super splashy Obovata, which I have this leaf from. So this is the same plant, except this is super splashy and this one is not. So anyway, I'm excited to see what will come of this. I'm going to be rooting it. I might want to try rooting this one in like spag or something. I'm not sure. We will see, but Hoyas do grow roots all along their stems, so they are pretty easy to root, or so I've heard. I haven't done a lot of rooting of Hoyas. So I have more of the Syndopsis Moonshine. Did I just get water on the lens? I think I just got water on the lens. Hold on. There we go. So, okay, these ones were in water and they have grown so well. Look at those roots. Like, that's really good. I feel like Syndopsis is really difficult to root. Like, it takes a long time. And I kind of just wanted to experiment and see where it would root first. And that piece over here that's in spag, this piece did not root in water at all. It was in water for like 2 weeks and I didn't see any activity. However, these cuttings were in water and they started growing roots like pretty immediately. And I don't think that this piece is gonna make it. It's actually not even rooted. So it's sad, but I don't think that's gonna make it. But this piece is very happy. And that's just the joy of owning plants, is you never know what they're gonna do and how well they're going to do under different circumstances. So this is completely in water rooting and it's so happy. I'm really excited to pot these all together. Actually, this is ready to be potted together with that one. Potted Together, the name of my podcast. Link down below if you want to listen. And then I have a bunch of little cuttings of the Monstera Standaliana. I have a Standaliana and it is just a notoriously irritating plant. So I chopped and propped quite a bit, and for some reason now it seems to be so much happier. I have no idea why. When I was moving, it actually had spider mites. Like, I noticed that it had spider mites, I don't know, like a day or two before I moved, and I just did not have time to deal with it. So I put a small plastic bag over it throughout the entire move. And I don't know if that like extreme boost in humidity like did something for it, but it is in so much better condition, and it actually started putting out a branch that looks like it has like a good size leaf on it. So I'm a little bit confused, but I'll take it. So these are 4 cuttings. Let me just show you up close what they look like. It's just 4 little leaves and nothing entirely too special. We will see if anything comes of them. I mean, I felt kind of bad dumping off these super beautiful leaves with variegated stems, but the plant was really annoying. I'm gonna be honest. I was like ready to chop up and just like throw away the plant. And then I remembered how hard it was to find it. And I was like, okay, I need to calm down a little bit and just relax. I need to relax. The last things that I wanna show you are, well, first of all, my Photonia. Let's check her out. It's not doing well. But the stems are still upright, which tells me that it's still alive. I don't know, I'm kind of keeping it as an experiment because normally I would just throw it away at this point. But yeah, there are still a few leaves that are alive. Like these 2 right here are still alive. I don't know how, but the rest of them are dead. So they're like soft though, they're not crunchy. But I definitely forgot about this plant after I had acclimated all of my houseplants inside. I forgot about it and it did not fare well. Obviously, it's a Photonia. It does not like to be neglected. I am interested to see what will happen from this point because maybe I can update my Photonia video, like what to do when your Photonia does this. Maybe it'll be a fun little project to rehab this Photonia. I'm not sure. We will see. I have tried to rehab a Photonia before and it just like didn't work, but we'll see. Next thing I want to show you, this is just a quick sneak peek because I'm actually making an entire video about this, but I wanted to just like tease or just like show you the process. So I am doing a wet stick propagation experiment to see how to do it, how best to do it, you know? So I have a bunch of wet sticks. So this is Monstera Peru, which is another notably slow growing plant. Very, very irritating plant. I actually threw away the mother plant that this runner came off of. So this is basically just one runner that I cut up into a bunch of pieces node by node. And I kind of forgot about the mother plant in the move as well, and she did not make it. Am I sad about this? No. I had been trying to rehab that plant for a really long time and it just like kept messing up. It just was not getting better and I was like so over it by the time it was here for the move, and I was like, I'm gonna bring it, but if it doesn't live, I'm not gonna be upset. Okay, the second more successful plant prop box. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. This is something fun. Okay, I need to like hold my excitement so that I can show you in the actual update video, but this is a Syngonium stick that I actually got from the Biosphere too, and the actual plant that I got from them did not make it, probably because it was such a strange and like big change in environment for it. I did like cut the stick part of it and I got that, and then this right here is Melanochrysum. You can see that it is like rotting, so I don't know what's gonna come of that. And then this one right here, I think that's Melanochrysum. I don't remember. I really should have done a better job labeling. We'll see how that goes. I do have a full video that will be coming out on that, but not until I see some like real results. It's going to be like a long-term project video. The next plant that I want to show you guys, this is a Philodendron Ataba poense, and this might be one of my favorite plants that I own. It is so cute. This came from Adam as well. I gave him a big plant of this, and then he gave me this cutting off of it, which was really, really sweet. He totally didn't have to do that. It's like a pale green color, and then it's almost as if the red on the back bleeds through a little bit. So it's kind of like a Marantisia, but it's not. It's got that red bottom. So this is the other leaf with the red bottom. And this right here is the next leaf that's going to be coming through, although I don't know when that will be. It is currently in leca, and it's not getting any nutrients because I don't do leca. So anyway, I need to switch out this water and actually just like pot it in soil, because you can see the roots are like pretty significant. So it's like definitely ready to be repotted. But honestly, I've kind of been procrastinating because it's perfectly happy. And the last thing that I want to show you is my Philodendron mame, which is hanging on. Okay, so this was, or it still is, one of my most prized plants, and I am genuinely so sad at the state it's in. So just know that up front. But okay, so a few things went on. First of all, it got root rot, and so I put it in water. I took off all the dead like roots, all the rotted roots, and then it's now in water. And so you can see this like damage here, and the damage here, and the damage here is all from the move. So this is one of those plants that I did not secure very well, because it was like a last minute thing that I threw in a box, and I do regret that. But the good news is the growth point is holding on. It's not like getting any bigger, but it's not disintegrating. So that's good news. But I figured that I would show you an update on this, and I will continue to update. I don't know if it's gonna make it. I still don't know. There hasn't been a ton of new root growth, if any. Let me show you what the roots look like at this point. Like, they are definitely more healthy looking, much healthier looking, and the roots on this plant are a little bit darker than I don't know, they're not like white roots, and they were like that when I got this. When I unboxed it from Indonesia, they had darker roots, like a dark burgundy root, and they weren't rotted then, and they are rotted now, and they're still that same color. But what I did was I removed all the roots that were like black and soggy and stinky and mushy. So hopefully she will continue to pull through. I will say that the stems were like really soft, and like it was drooping a lot, and it's not drooping as much anymore. So I feel like it's on the mend, hopefully. But it used to have like 4 or 5 leaves, and now it's down to 2. So yeah, send your prayers for Miss Philodendron mame, because this is definitely one of my favorite plants, and I would be really sad if I had to, you know, part with her, because she's a big plant and you don't usually find Philodendron mame that big. That's all for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video, a little update, little real life in the background, my construction side of a kitchen. I really enjoyed just chatting with you and catching up on what's going on with my plants. There's definitely a lot more to update on, but these are the ones that felt like the most pressing that I wanted to share with you. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. I have lots of goals, and one of them is to get to 50,000 subscribers, maybe by the end of the year. I don't know. That feels like a really big goal, but I think that I should be setting big goals. So let's see if we can do that. What do you guys think? All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye. That was my husband.